Line of duty death benefits are designed to provide financial support to the families of first responders who die as a result of job-related injuries or illnesses. Now, a controversial bill moving through the Alabama legislature is putting firefighter line of duty death benefits under scrutiny. Supporters say it's about preserving funding for those truly lost in the line of duty, but some firefighters say it's cutting coverage when it's needed the most. Let's get you involved in the conversation. We want to know, should death benefits have a 15-year limit after retirement? Scan the QR code or head to abc3340.com to answer. The I-Team's Valerie Bell has both sides of this debate.
A bill in the Alabama legislature is sparking backlash from some firefighters and raising big questions about how long they should be protected after they leave the job. House Bill 227 would change the rules around death benefits for firefighters, particularly those who die from conditions like cancer, heart disease, or respiratory illness years after retiring.
I want to make sure that we're doing everything we can to take care of our first responders, but also I have a fiduciary responsibility to the taxpayers to make sure that we are administering the line of duty death benefits in the way that they were truly intended, so that they're for those men and women who lose their life in the line of duty, and not where, and sometimes it is raised itself to the point where it's more of a life insurance policy.
Alabama State Representative Russell Betzel says the legislation is meant to preserve the future of the state's line of duty death benefit fund.
The reason is that there's been a lot more claims from the retirees that has caused us to pause and wonder about the continual growth of these claims and the money that's available.
From 2018 to now, 60 firefighter line of duty death benefits have been paid out of the 76 claims filed. Claims filed includes 32 heart attack, 24 cancer, 9 COVID, 4 vehicle accidents, 2 respiratory failure, 2 COPD, 1 stroke, and 2 burns. 39 of the claims were for retired firefighters.
I think the overall picture here of what we're trying to accomplish, as there has been some claims of line of duty death benefits of individuals in their 70s and their 80s who have been out of the fire service in many instances longer than they served.
The bill would limit claims for heart and lung conditions to 15 years after retirement unless there's clear evidence of a link to duty. It also extends cancer coverage from 10 years to 15 years.
We all know the amount of carcinogens that firefighters are exposed to. The likelihood of them contracting cancer is very high. So the extra coverage we can give them, 5 more years, is an appropriate step.
But the Birmingham Firefighters Association president, Stephen Cook, says the bill ultimately cuts coverage and hurts those who served.
Someone could retire at 38. They've met their obligation to the city. The city's going to pay them for the rest of their life. And now 15 years after that, when they're in their 50s, when issues like pulmonary fibrosis, COPD, chronic asthma that come from what we experience on the job. The state already understands that this is a cumulative effect of this occupation. So to now say it needs to be directed more back to a specific instance, and if it isn't, then we're cutting it off at 15 years, that's not fair to the people who serve.
Cook argues the job comes with long-term cumulative exposures, not always linked to a single moment on the job.
The reality is the schedule that we work, working for 24 hours at a time, receiving exposures for that entire period of time, a lot of those exposures are cumulative. And yes, it's easy to get on board with someone supporting someone died in a house fire, someone died when a fire truck rolled over. It should be just as easy to understand the toxins that we experience every day, the stress that we experience every day is just as prevalent and just as deadly as being inside a house fire.
Betzel says he's open to compromise.
The part of the legislative process is a continual give and take. You know, we've already seen it move from a 10-year to a 15, and that was after gathering the data that we had available to us on the recent line of duty death claims that were made.
Don't write the bill and then say, well, now we can amend it. Start from the beginning with us.
Cook says the state already has tools to vet questionable claims, including review by the Attorney General and Board of Adjustment. He adds fiscal responsibility shouldn't come at the cost of firefighter families.
Being fiscally responsible should not be placed on the families of people who've served their entire career. That's our position. That's Local 117's position.
Valerie Bell, ABC 3340 News.
The 60 firefighter line of duty death benefits who were paid from 2018 to now compared to law enforcement where 43 claims were paid, 41 who were actively serving, 2 were retired in which both medically retired due to an on-duty injury. Law enforcement is not currently included in this bill as it is a separate code. However, no bill regarding law enforcement changes to line of duty death benefits has been filed. Bensville also says it's something that's being looked at as well in the future.